The house that rented. I used to think moving was just another kind of stress. Cardboard boxes, arguments over where the couch goes, late-night takeout because the kitchen isn't usable yet. I never imagined a house could be something that notices you, that remembers you, that waits for you to stop paying attention. My name is Aaron. This happened 3 years ago. I'm telling it now because pretending it didn't happen hasn't worked, and because I need someone else to know what that place was capable of. We found the house online after months of rejection. Every decent apartment wanted proof of income we couldn't give. Every landlord wanted references, deposits, background checks. Then suddenly, there it was. A full house. Ridiculously cheap. No requirements. No contact number. Just an email address and a lockbox code. Lena was thrilled. She thought it was luck. I thought it was a scam. But when we drove out to see it, the house was real. It stood on a narrow street that looked normal at first glance, but the longer you stayed, the more artificial it felt. No parked cars. No kids' bikes. No dogs barking. The streetlights were evenly spaced, too evenly, like they'd been measured instead of installed. When I unlocked the front door, I felt it. A pressure change. Not cold, not heat. Something heavier. Like the air inside had weight. Lena walked in first and said it smelled clean. That should have been impossible. The place hadn't been lived in for months, maybe years, but there was no dust. No stale air. It felt prepared. The first night we slept better than we had in ages. No dreams. No tossing. Just deep, empty sleep. That should have terrified me. I woke up at 3:12 a.m. exactly. I didn't check the clock at first. I didn't need to. Something in me knew the time. My eyes opened because they were meant to. There was someone standing in the doorway. Not fully visible. Just a shape darker than the darkness behind it. Tall. Still. The kind of stillness that doesn't belong to people. I tried to scream. I tried to move. My body refused. Then it leaned forward slightly and whispered my name. Not my full name. The shortened version Lena used when she was scared. I woke up again to morning light. Lena breathing softly beside me. The doorway empty. I didn't tell her. I convinced myself it was sleep paralysis. Stress. A dream layered too close to reality. But the house didn't stop. The sounds started subtle. Soft knocking inside the walls. Not pipes. Not animals. Knuckles. Slow. Thoughtful. Like someone testing the structure. At night, footsteps paced above us, even though we lived on the top floor. During the day, doors were never where we left them. Always slightly open. Always halfway. Lena began sleepwalking within the first week. I found her standing in the living room one night, staring at the far wall. Her eyes were open, but empty. She whispered words that didn't belong to any language I recognized, but they felt familiar in a way that made my stomach knot. When I shook her awake, she screamed so hard she lost her voice for hours. She told me the house had been talking to her. I laughed it off at first. I told her we were both stressed. That new places take time to feel like home. She nodded, but her eyes stayed locked on the ceiling like she expected it to answer back. Then the reflections started misbehaving. In the hallway mirror, my reflection smiled before I did. In the bathroom, Lena's reflection stayed perfectly still while she brushed her teeth. When she turned around, the reflection lagged behind by half a second. We stopped using mirrors. The room revealed itself on the 10th day. Behind the laundry closet was a door neither of us remembered seeing before. Painted the exact same color as the wall. No handle. Just a shallow indentation shaped like a hand. When I pressed my palm against it, the door opened. Cold air spilled out, thick and stale, like it had been sealed for decades. The stairs descended into darkness. No light switch. No sound. Lena refused to come down with me. She said the space felt wrong, like it didn't belong to the house, like it had been added later. I went alone. The room at the bottom was bare concrete. No furniture. No windows. Just chalk outlines on the floor. 2 of them. Human shapes. Side by side. holding hands. Our names were written inside them, perfectly spelled. That night, the house stopped pretending to be subtle. Lights flickered violently. Walls groaned like something massive was shifting inside them. The air vibrated with whispers that weren't quite sound, more like pressure inside the skull. Lena collapsed in the kitchen, screaming that the house was measuring her, that it was adjusting. She said the house didn't kill people. It replaced them. I tried to leave the next morning. The front door wouldn't open. Not locked. Solid, like it had grown into the frame. Windows bent inward when struck, flexing instead of breaking. We were sealed in. At exactly 3:12 a.m. the next night, Lena stood at the foot of the bed. She was smiling. But it wasn't her smile. Her mouth stretched too wide. Her eyes reflected light like an animal's. "It needs one of us awake," she said calmly. "The other has to sleep forever." I don't remember pushing her. I remember running. The house screamed. Not out loud. Inside my head. The basement door opened on its own. I locked myself inside the chalk room. The outlines glowed faintly. The walls pulsed like a heartbeat. The house showed me memories that weren't mine. Couples moving in. Families laughing. Children sleeping too deeply. Bodies vanishing while replacements took their place upstairs. The house learning. Refining. Improving. When the door finally opened, sunlight poured in. Firefighters pulled me out. Neighbors stared. The house was quiet. Normal. They never found Lena. The house was demolished a month later. No basement. No choke. No record. I survived. But last night, my new apartment creaked at 3:12 a.m. And in the mirror across my bed, my reflection smiled. Before I did,